Are you a
T-Bird fans, we welcome you to a brand new edition of T-Bird Talk. I'm Cloud County Community College Sports Information Director, Toby Nosker. This week on T-Bird Talk, we'll have the opportunity to sit down with two members of the Cloud County Community College men's basketball team, as we will visit with freshman guard Syncere Burnette and freshman guard Dejuan Graise. The Cloud County Community College men's basketball team fell Wednesday night at number 22 Barton 90-84. Three players scored in double figures for the T-Birds, led by freshman forward Elijah Savant, who had 29 points and 10 rebounds for his 11th double-double of the season, including his 5th consecutive double-double performance. Savant added 5 steals and 3 assists. Freshman guard Quillicott chipped in 18 points with 3 trays, while redshirt freshman guard Keon Garrett Miller finished with 15 points and 4 assists. Cloud County returns home this Saturday when they will take on Fort Hays Tech Northwest in Kansas Jayhawk Community College conference play. Tip-off to Saturday's game is set for 4 p.m. Prior to that, the Cloud County Community College women's basketball team will also be in action as they play host to Fort Hays Tech Northwest. The T-Bird women suffered a road loss to the Barton Cougars 64-59 Wednesday in Great Bend. The Cougars went to the free throw line 39 times compared to 16 trips for Cloud County. On top of the free throws, Barton out-rebounded Cloud County 46-31. The Cougars had 16 offensive rebounds and 30 defensive boards. Now, the T-Birds were led in the loss by sophomore guard Tiana Davis, who had 23 points. Freshman guard Danae Crosby came off the bench to score 17, while freshmen Bree Frazier and Talasia Thomas each added 6 points. The T-Birds will be back in action at home this Saturday at 2 p.m., again when they host Fort Hays Tech Northwest. Now, it is part of Homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend at Cloud County Community College. That's right, this weekend, 3 members will be inducted into the 18th class of the Cloud County Community College Athletics Hall of Fame. They are track and field athlete Darcy Schmitz, wrestler Zach Ferris, and athletic trainer Steve Schrader. Darcy Schmitz, a native of Baileyville, Kansas, competed at Cloud County from 2006 to 2008 and became an NJCAA All-American performer and Junior College Academic All-American selection. Schmitz played volleyball and competed in long jump and triple jump for the T-Birds track and field teams, establishing school records in both the indoor and outdoor long jump. Schmitz was a 4-time Region 6 Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference champion in the long jump and was a 5-time NJCAA track and field All-American. In 2007, Schmitz qualified for the USA Under-20 Outdoor Track and Field Championships organized by USA Track and Field, reaching the finals in long jump. After her time at Cloud, Schmitz transferred to Fort Hays State University, becoming a 7-time All-American, 4 in the outdoor and 3 in the indoor. She was the 2010 NCAA Division II Indoor National Champion in the long jump and was national runner-up in the triple jump that same season. Now, Schmitz still owns both the indoor and outdoor records in long jump and triple jump at Fort Hays State and was inducted into the Fort Hays State University Tiger Sports Hall of Fame in October 2024. Zach Ferris, originally from Chapman, Kansas, competed at Cloud County from 2020 to 2022, becoming the school's first 2-time wrestling All-American. Ferris went undefeated during his freshman season on his way to winning the 2021 NJCAA National Championship at 197 pounds. The following year, Ferris finished 3rd at 197 pounds at the NJCAA National Championships. During his 2 years as a T-Bird, Ferris posted an overall record of 40 wins and 6 losses and established school records for national tournament wins and career win percentage while finishing tied for 2nd place in career pins. A 4.0 student, Ferris was named the College Sports Information Directors of America College Division Academic All-American Team Member of the Year in 2022 and was one of 7 student athletes to be named to the College Sports Information Directors of America College Division Academic All-America Team. Following his time at Cloud County, Ferris transferred to New Mexico Highlands University an NCAA Division II institution in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Ferris was named first team All-Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference at 197 pounds after posting a 13-6 record during his senior season. Ferris was named the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Wrestler of the Week on February 13th, 2024, and he also earned All-Academic First Team honors last spring. Steve Schrader has been the head athletic trainer at Cloud County since 1994, overseeing the health and care of athletes in 10 varsity sports. The longest-serving athletic trainer in the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference, Schrader is a Board of Certification certified trainer through the National Athletic Trainers Association. Schrader has provided care for thousands of athletes, including multiple national championship teams at Cloud County. A particularly meaningful highlight of his career was providing care for his daughter, Laken Schrader, during her time as a member of the T-Birds volleyball team. In addition to his athletic training responsibilities, Schrader teaches courses at Cloud County on the care and prevention of athletic injuries. Over the course of his career, Schrader has mentored and trained more than 300 student athletic trainers, many of whom have gone on to notable careers, including roles such as Senior Associate Director of Athletics at Illinois, Head Athletic Trainer for men's basketball at Kansas State, as well as doctors, chiropractors, nurses, and coaches. Schrader has twice earned the distinction as Kansas Jayhawk Conference West Athletic Trainer of the Year. Schrader has served as the host athletic trainer for various conference championships throughout his tenure and has been the athletic trainer for the annual 8-man All-Star football games in Beloit for 30 years. Again, the induction ceremony for the 18th Cloud County Athletics Hall of Fame class will be held at halftime of the men's basketball game against Fort Hays Tech Northwest this Saturday. The women's game will tip at 2, with the men's game to follow at 4 p.m. Now, prior to the start of the men's game, Cloud County Community College will also crown its 2025 Homecoming King and Queen, all part of All Alumni Weekend at the college. Up next, we talk to two members of the Cloud County Community College men's basketball team, Syncere Burnette and Dejuan Graise. This is T-Bird Talk.
Kansas or Nebraska high school senior who's thinking about your next steps after high school? If so, you qualify for Cloud County Community College's $500 Early Bird Scholarship. All you have to do is visit campus before December 13th and have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and you get a $500 scholarship guaranteed. So come visit Cloud and see why our students are Cloud proud. On your visit, you'll see our campus, meet with an academic advisor, and get a chance to have all your questions answered. Set up your campus visit today by giving us a call at 800-729-5101 extension 212 or visiting us online at cloud.edu/admissions.
This week on T-Bird Talk, an opportunity to visit with two freshmen members of the Cloud County Community College men's basketball team. Joining us, we have Syncere Burnette and Dejuan Graise. And I want to thank you both so much for taking time to join us. And let's kind of talk a little bit about your journey first to Cloud County Community College. So, Dejuan, let me begin with you. So where are you from originally?
All right, so I'm originally from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Then I got an opportunity to play at AZ Compass. I did my thing there. Coach P reached out to me. He talked to me, told me he liked my game, and he told me a little bit about the program and everything, about the culture. And I like how fast-paced the team was. I really liked how he coached the game. I thought he knew a lot about the game, so I thought this would be the best decision to come here.
And I'll ask you more about that recruiting process in a second. Tell me about your love of basketball, though, and why this was a pursuit for you, and what is it about the game itself that you're so attracted to that it has become such a passion for you?
It started off when I was 2 years old. My dad put the ball in my hand, and he's always been a basketball fanatic. He's loved basketball his whole life. So I think it really got passed down from my pops at an early age, and ever since then I just hasn't put it down.
At what point did you think, this may get me to where I want to go collegiately, be able to pursue this at the college level and continue, post high school, those sorts of things?
I'd say sixth grade. I would be practicing with people 2-3 years older than me. Even sometimes they'd be in high school, and I would realize that, I could compete with them. So I feel like me just seeing that I compete with anybody, even at a young age, made me think I could really do something with basketball.
You said you had that conversation with Coach P, Coach Kyle Pugh, the head men's basketball coach at Cloud County Community College. What was that conversation like? What was the recruiting process like for you?
It was pretty simple. He basically showed me the school, things that came with the school, how the team would be, my role on the team, things of that nature. But yeah.
What were you looking for in a school? What did you desire?
I was looking for a family orientated team. Very, very close knit, fast paced, like I said before. Really values defense. Just the simple things.
Also with us, another freshman member of the Cloud County Community College men's basketball team, Syncere Burnette. Syncere, where are you from?
I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, yeah, I grew up Raleigh, North Carolina, so I would say I'm from there. But I really was born in a small town called Apex, North Carolina. It's like 20 minutes from Raleigh, not very far, but it was kind of in the same area.
When I think of basketball hotbeds, though, obviously North Carolina is one of those places that gets talked about. What was life like there growing up for you? And tell me a little bit about developing a love and a passion for the game of basketball.
So, I grew up playing basketball at a young age also, like Dejuan, probably about 2-3 years old. I played with I started basketball rec league at a young age and kept playing. Then I started playing with the AAU team with a bunch of my friends from elementary school, and we all played on the same team from about 3rd, 4th grade to 10th grade. I want to say 9th, 10th grade, and we all just been connected, and I never just stopped playing basketball since then. So,
tell me a little bit about your journey then to Cloud County Community College. How did you first hear of the program? What stood out to you? Why did you ultimately decide to become a T-Bird?
So Coach Grantham, the assistant coach, he was recruiting me at the school he was already at, but something happened at that school, I think financially or something, and then he ended up, I guess, getting the job here, and he was recruiting me here too with Coach P. And they were both just texting me, keeping in touch with me, and I liked it, and I just came. I really liked it. My parents liked it. It was a great opportunity, and I just came. I liked it a lot.
Was it much of a culture shock having to leave where you were from in North Carolina to coming here to Concordia, Kansas, a town that I know you weren't familiar with, prior to this? What was that like for you making that transition?
It was hard, but it was very hard. At first, I was like, no way I was going here. But my parents was like, this is a great opportunity. They really thought I should come here. And it was difficult. It was very difficult to make because there was a lot of schools back at home that wanted me, and I definitely wanted to stay home. But sometimes you got to get outside your comfort zone and try new things. So I'm glad I came.
Now that you're into your second semester and you've been on the court and you've been able to compete and play at this level, do you feel like you made a good decision?
Oh, yes, for sure. Great decision. I love all the guys, love the coaches. Great opportunity to come. I know we all going to keep in touch after this, so, yeah, it was a great opportunity.
So, Dejuan, for you, what was that like, leaving home, making the decision to come to a place that you probably didn't know beyond really a Google search, right? Tell me about that decision and how much of a culture shock was it for you, and what has the experience overall been being here in Concordia and at Cloud County?
Yeah, it was definitely different. I already was in the Midwest before, so I knew what the weather and everything was like, but I would say it was definitely difficult coming here. Less people, way less people, but everybody's so close together and they're nice. So that's a good part about Cloud and Concordia.
As far as not just the athletic standpoint, we'll talk more about, the basketball team, your season, how you feel like you guys are playing as we move through the second half now of the conference schedule. But from a student standpoint and a life standpoint, again, out on your own, having to be responsible for yourself, taking college courses now.
Yeah.
How has that transition gone?
I feel like it's been pretty good. The teachers here, they're very helpful. They reach out to you if you need help, and it's very easy to access like the SSC, things of that nature to get help. But yeah, it's very, very close knitted, like I said before.
You feel like you've got a support system here.
Yeah, most definitely.
Syncere, for you, what's that been like academically, making that journey, and just from a life standpoint? Because it sounds like you're pretty close with your family, and so having to up and move to Kansas while they're back in North Carolina, and you're kind of living a different life than they do right now.
Outside of the academic, I'm gonna start academic. Academically, it's been great. Like Dejuan said, teachers are great, people are great, everybody's nice. You reach out when you need help, they'll help you. But academically, yeah, it's been great. No problems at all. But like being on your own, it's definitely hard, a lot harder. But I know our parents have always told us when you get in the real world, it's going to be hard. So it's been hard, but I've been having people help me when I need help, getting through it.
When I interviewed a couple of your teammates back in December, Keon Garrett Miller, one of the things he talked about was, you come to a small school like this, obviously you got to focus on your studies, but then it really gives you a chance to focus on another reason why you're here is basketball. And so do you feel like, there's not as many distractions, there's not things that are really pulling you away, that you can really hone in on the game and the work that you guys are doing on the court as well?
Yes. Really, yeah. Outside of academics, nothing here to do. Everything's 2 hours away, hour away. So all you can do is perfect your craft, stay in the gym. But before I was committed here, my high school coaches, they told me there's nothing to do here besides stay in the gym and academics. So I already had a picture in mind of what I was going to do, and I've been doing it since I got here. So.
Dejuan, for you, talk a little bit about developing your game now as you've made that transition to the college level. And obviously things have really probably ratcheted up in intensity since you got here, the practices and what you've got to do to better yourself as a player. What has that been like for you?
It's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good transition. The gym is very close to the dorm, so that's a 2-minute walk. Come put in some work, but being a Concordia definitely helps you stay focused and hone in on your skills to translate it to a different level, to playing in game and things of that nature.
Syncere, I was talking with assistant coach Matt Grantham, who you said you've known for a while, was working with you through the recruiting process and is a main reason why you're here. And, he was telling me that he was really telling you and selling you on the Kansas Jayhawk basketball, how special it is, how competitive it is, and as far as junior college athletics goes, across the board, maybe the toughest conference of any place. Since you've come now to Cloud and you've gotten an opportunity to compete in the conference, does that hold up to you? How do you feel about the competition that you guys square off against night in and night out?
Well, I'll speak for myself. Definitely back at home, this is a way better opportunity than the schools back at home, JUCO schools back at home. The conference is way better. There's a lot more better players, so it's a way better opportunity. But through the process, he was also coming to my high school, working me out when he was recruiting me. Great opportunity he gave me, and I appreciate it.
What has that transition been like for you? Has it been tough? Do you feel like to play the kind of game that you want, when you step on the floor and you take on the Bartons, the Hutches, whoever it may be that you see in the conference?
Yeah.
What's been the most challenging aspect for you?
Probably, honestly, I feel like taking so much more pressure on defense this year. But Coach P, he doesn't let anybody, you can ask him, he don't let nobody get no chill on defense. You cannot relax. So I feel like defense has been the hardest thing.
And Dejuan, I don't know that people fully appreciate, and when I look out on the floor, other than Matt Garber, Roy Aviv, this is an entirely new team this year with a new coaching staff. And so you haven't had a lot of time really to get to know each other, to build some chemistry. I know you put in a lot of work in the off season and the early season practices to get as much done as you can. But until you're really out there playing games and against, other competitors, it's got to be tough to form that kind of bond and that chemistry that you need. How do you feel like you guys, though, have grown together as the season has moved along as a team?
Yeah, those guys are cool. There's some goofy guys, but we would go chill, grab something to eat, just things of that nature. We probably hop on a game or something, or talk about work, help each other with schoolwork. Basically, just chill with each other, get to know each other. Even in practice, we push each other to be better. So the competition each day, just you have to get out your comfort zone, get to know each other. Even if you want to become a better or a great team, that's something that you got to have.
One of the things you told me in the recruiting process, you said Coach Pugh talked about your role on the team.
Yeah.
And I want to know kind of from both of you how you view your role, because you both have served as a starter, but there's been times where you haven't been starting.
Yeah.
And maybe you haven't played the kind of minutes that you wanted. Other guys have gotten opportunities. But it seems like any given game, it can become anybody's moment, and
right.
Somebody can get called on to be there, in critical situations. From a player standpoint, tell me a little bit about that. And you've steadily been working up to where you're getting a starting role, you're getting more minutes, those sorts of things. But how has that gone for you as a player? And then, when you are on the bench, tell me a little bit about having to be that supportive teammate for your teammates, your friends that are out there on the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's ups and downs. I feel like you just got to be consistent. I'm supportive of, if anybody on the team goes to hoop, go off, get a great night that night. I mean, it happens. Everybody's going to go off each night. So, I mean, it's different for each player, but I feel like you just got to stay humble, keep working.
Do you feel like you're readily willing to accept whatever role the coaches ask of you?
Yeah, definitely.
Syncere, what about you? I mean, tell me a little bit about having to accept whatever role you're handed, but also to be that supportive teammate of the others around you.
Like he said, any night it can be anyone. If you don't think you always have to stay ready is what he tells us, because you never know when your opportunity or when your number is going to get called. But I feel like I've been a great teammate. Everybody has been a great teammate. We have our ups and downs, but like Coach P told us, this losing streak, we all had to stay together, keep trusting the process, keep building, and we're hopefully get a way better opportunity to go somewhere and win a championship this year.
Do you feel like you guys are keeping a pretty positive mindset about things right now?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes we get down or we won't be as connected as usual, and Coach P or one of the captains will probably have to check us on it and make sure that we stay together and stay ready.
And Dejuan, like I said, it's a long season. We hit the end of January now, getting ready to go into February. We're 3 months in to a season with still another month of action to come. It's been a grueling schedule because you don't get many non-conference games. You jump right into a conference slate and have to battle all of these teams within the Jayhawk Conference. And again, as I said, you're still trying to learn about each other as teammates and build kind of that cohesion. And so talk to me about, how you feel like the team, where you guys are at this stage, and then maybe for you as well, how you feel like you personally are playing at this point in the season.
We've definitely gone through ups and downs, but through the ups and downs, we've learned more about each other and about the team, and I feel like that has made us closer. So we're basically just putting puzzle pieces together to create this one masterpiece for us to go win a championship. But for me, I feel like I've developed more as mentally and physically during this season, from the transition to high school to Cloud County. It was definitely different, but I feel like I stepped up to the plate and just kept working and keep my head down.
Do you feel tired? Do you feel like it's been a long season? Has any exhaustion start to set in at this stage? Because, and you know what, again, talking about how good this conference is, but top to bottom, I feel like any team on any night can beat anybody else. And I know you guys a little disappointed that you've come out on the wrong side of that at times, but it feels like, if you can have that good night, at any point anybody can beat each other. There's no off night, right? You can't take it easy.
Right.
You got to bring it. Are you starting to feel kind of some fatigue from that?
You definitely get tired from all the games and how high the competition is, but at the end of the day, the job's not done, and we're going to actually do something this year. Try and prove ourselves, But yeah.
Syncere, how do you feel like you're holding up there? And maybe not even so much physically, but even mentally, preparing for those long bus rides, getting home super late, after some of these trips, having to get up again and be ready for class, all those kind of things, the things that you guys have to balance as being student athletes. How do you feel like you're holding up at this stage physically and mentally?
I feel like the transition from high school, this is way different. It's not for the weak. But mentally, I feel like there's definitely been days where, I don't want to go to class the next day after a long bus ride or things like that. But, you're here for a reason at the end of the day, and this is what you agreed to do when you got here. So mentally, I feel like I've been doing great, and, yeah.
How do you feel like you're playing personally at this stage?
Personally, I feel like I'm playing great. There's definitely things I need to work on, but so far I feel like I've been doing good. Great teammate, defense, leading us when we need to be, and yeah.
As we move into the month of February, time's starting to get smaller as far as your guys' window. What do you feel like is the goals for you guys over this last month or so, trying to prepare for the postseason tournament and trying to make whatever run you guys can through the postseason?
The goal for us, I would say, is probably, definitely staying together. We only have 10 games left together for this team. Next year will be different team. But definitely staying together, practicing harder, because we all know we want to play at Hutch, get those extra 4 games. That would be great. So I feel like it's just staying together and believing in ourselves.
Dejuan, same question for you. What's kind of the goals as you guys move forward, final month of the season?
Definitely getting the Hutch. I talked to everybody on the team. We're all on the same page here. We want to get the Hutch, win the championship. Even myself, I'm working every day just to perfect my craft and bring something to the team to help us do that.
And do you guys sense and do you feel kind of how I feel as I watch you play throughout the course of the season? 3 or 4 plays here or there, things look a lot different for you guys than where it is right now. Do you feel like, hey, if we can clean some things up, we can certainly, be one of those teams that's competing for a top spot in this conference?
Yeah, definitely. We watch film, so we see the little mistakes we make, and if we clean those up, we'll definitely be a team. We'll definitely be a team to be reckoned with.
Syncere, when you guys come off a hard loss, are guys ready to get back in the practice room? Are they ready to say, hey, let's put this one behind us, let's start focusing on the next one, and let's get back in there and improve and do the things we need to do?
Everyone's ready to go back to practice, go to war. Definitely, I feel like our captains have been great at keeping us to a high standard that we should be at after losses, after wins. But, yeah, I feel like we all are ready to go to war the next day after a loss, yes.
I kind of want to piggyback off what you just said, though, and it's going to take me to what I call our final 4 questions. So I'm going to ask you each 4 questions. I'll give you each a turn to answer these. But I want to kind of get to know a little bit more about this team. And, Syncere, when maybe things are, struggling for you guys on the court, who does this team turn to? Who is the biggest motivator, the team motivator, the guy that's always pushing everybody, talking, making sure you're staying positive, even if things aren't going right? Who's the biggest motivator on the team?
Elijah, by far. I feel like Elijah does a great job off the court. He's a great person. He does a great job at leading us, making sure we are together in special moments, especially like the other day when we were the last 4 minutes of the Dodge City game. Everybody, we went to E. because we know he's going to be the one, him and Keon, they're always the ones to make sure that we're in a great right head of mind, don't get overwhelmed.
What about you, Dejuan? Who's the biggest motivator you feel like?
Definitely E. Someone would make a mistake. If you put your head down, he'll come help you. Say like, he'll tell you get your stuff together. Like you're good. Next play. I say after that probably Keon. He definitely come dap you up after you hit a shot. Say good shot. Little comments like that to help you. Pick your confidence up and things like that.
All right, take me behind the scenes a little bit though. Dejuan, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Who would you say is the funniest teammate? Who's the person that's always making it fun and enjoyable?
I'd say it's a tie between TK and Roy. It's a tie between TK and Roy.
And what's so fun about him?
I don't know. I feel like TK, he's just big and he's just goofy. He too big to be like as funny as he is. So like whenever he makes a joke, it's just funny. And Roy, I say he's just a silly dude. Like he makes random jokes at random times to catch you off guard, make you laugh. But yeah.
Syncere, for you, who would you say is the funniest?
TK, Big E, and Falou. TK, like he said, he's a big goofy guy. He just says random things at any given moment, literally. Like you could be doing something, he would just start saying random stuff. It'll be funny. Big E, because like Big E's fun to play with. Like you can joke around with Big E. He's fun to play with. He doesn't take stuff personal. He knows it's a joke. And Falou, I think Falou's so funny to me because I've gotten so close to him to know like certain things to make him mad and, just play around with him a lot. So, yeah.
How important is it to have those guys, though, that keep things loose, keep things fun?
It's great. You can go to any of them if you need to talk about anything, life, basketball, academics, anything. So I feel like, yeah, it's great to have them.
All right, question 3. I'll stick with you, Syncere.
Okay.
In the practice room, when you guys are really going at it, scrimmaging, going hard, who's the guy that you're going up against that you feel like pushes you or challenges you the most in practice, getting you ready for a game?
Keon. Because, Keon, he came from a school where he's seen a lot of more better players, I guess you could say, a lot more better competition. So me guarding him, I feel like in practice gets me ready for like people in that position that are guards that are quicker, more athletic. So I feel like Keon helps me.
Dejuan, who's that guy that you go up against and challenges you the most on a daily basis?
I have to agree with Seth. I say Keon. He can do his thing on offense, so it really challenges you to guard the ball. And when I'm on offense, he likes to dig in and try and lock me up. Half the time he can't do that though. So,
all right, brings us to our final question. Question number 4. It sounds like you guys have grown pretty close to these two coaches in a pretty short amount of time, Coach Pugh, Coach Grantham. I'm going to ask you, and you can take a second to think about it if you need to, but Dejuan, I'll let you go first. If you had to come up with just one word to describe Coach Pugh, what would be that word?
I would say resilient. He's definitely resilient. He doesn't take anything from anybody. He gets whatever he wants. He works for it. So I said definitely say resilient.
Syncere?
I would just say real because he doesn't sugarcoat anything. If you're wrong, you're wrong. He'll tell you you're wrong. I feel like also like he'll tell you the things like even if you don't want to hear, he's gonna tell you like to make sure you don't do that again. So I would say he's always the one that keeps it real with you.
Let's go around the horn one more time, Coach Grantham. What's the one word, Dejuan, that comes to mind when you think of assistant Coach Grantham?
I say energy. Every day he brings energy. If it's practice, we'll have a 6 a.m. practice. He'll come in just yelling. Let's go, anything. I say he's a really big energy guy.
Syncere?
I would agree. Energy. I feel like Coach Grantham he could have definitely gave up on us, by now. Especially that losing streak we had, but every day after that loss, he would come to practice with the most energy, ready to go, hyping us up, getting us ready for practice and going to war.
I want to thank the both of you so much for taking time to sit down with me to talk to me about your season, and I want to wish you the best as it continues on as we get set to flip the calendar into the month of February. But congratulations on the success so far, and I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
you for having us.
Are you a Kansas or Nebraska high school senior who's thinking about your next steps after high school? If so, you qualify for Cloud County Community College's $500 Early Bird Scholarship. All you have to do is visit campus before December 13th and have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and you get a $500 scholarship guaranteed. So come visit Cloud and see why our students are Cloud proud. On your visit, you'll see our campus, meet with an academic advisor, and get a chance to have all your questions answered. Set up your campus visit today by giving us a call at 800-729-5101 extension 212 or visiting us online at cloud.edu/admissions.
My thanks to Syncere Burnette and Dejuan Graise with the Cloud County Community College men's basketball team for being my guest this week on T-Bird Talk. It's an exciting weekend this weekend for the Cloud County Community College basketball programs, as both the women's and men's basketball teams will be at home hosting Fort Hays Tech Northwest on Saturday. The women's game will tip at 2, with the men's game to follow at 4 p.m. Now, prior to the start of the men's game, Cloud County Community College will crown its 2025 homecoming king and queen. And then at halftime of the men's game, it is the induction ceremony for the 18th Cloud County Athletics Hall of Fame class. This weekend, 3 new members will be joining the Cloud County Athletics Hall of Fame. Track and field standout Darcy Schmitz, wrestler Zach Ferris, and athletic trainer Steve Schrader. Things are really starting to heat up as far as the athletic programs at Cloud County Community College are concerned. Earlier this week, the number 22 ranked Cloud County Community College wrestling team traveled to Arkansas City, Kansas to take on number 14 nationally ranked Cali College. It was the Tigers coming out on top of the T-Birds, defeating them in the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference duel by a final score of 28-18. Cloud County will close out their regular season in a tri-duel on Tuesday in Goodland, Kansas, beginning at 4 p.m. The T-Birds will wrestle the host school Fort Hays Tech Northwest, as well as Barton Community College, in what will be their final action before this year's NJCAA South Central District Tournament. The Cloud County Community College women's and men's indoor track and field teams have a busy week ahead. They will be competing this Friday and Saturday, both at the Herm Wilson Invitational at Wichita State University and at the Washburn Open in Multis at Washburn University in Topeka. Now, earlier this week, the United States Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association released its first track and field rating index rankings for the 2025 indoor season, with the Cloud County Community College women's team earning the number 2 spot in the national rankings. The T-Bird women's indoor track and field team is coming off a second-place team finish at the NAIA JUCO Challenge in Pittsburgh, Kansas last weekend. The team recorded 5 event wins at the meet. 2 of those came from freshman Maimona Jallo. Maimona Jallo was named this week as the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference Indoor Track Athletes of the Week. The women's team also lands at number 1 in the United States Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Central Region with 437 points, ahead of Barton, Coffeyville, Cali, and Hutchinson. The Cloud County Community College men's indoor track and field squad also made its way to Pittsburgh State University last weekend for the NAIA JUCO Challenge. Cloud County placed 18th out of 30 teams. In the 800-meter run, freshman Aziz Ben Brahim had a strong first-place finish and a national qualifying time of 1:53.01. His time set a new meet record. The T-Bird men's track and field team will have split squads going both to the Herm Wilson Invitational at Wichita State University and to the Washburn Open in Multis at Washburn University in Topeka this weekend. And the Cloud County Community College baseball team has announced a schedule change. The T-Bird baseball team will officially begin its 2025 season when they take on McCook Community College in a single 9-inning game this Sunday at 2 p.m. at Lee Doyen Field at the Concordia Sports Complex. A live stream of that matchup between the T-Birds and McCook can be found at cloudtbirds.com, as you can catch all of the home games on the T-Bird Sports Network. We'll be talking a lot more about indoor track, baseball, the upcoming softball season, wrestling, and men's and women's basketball in the weeks ahead. It's a busy but wonderful time at Cloud County Community College, and we enjoy having you join us on the ride. New episodes of T-Bird Talk drop every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. T-Bird Talk is a production of the Cloud County Community College Athletic Department.